Worsening weekend traffic, details of the latest closure bringing detours to the capital and its potential to have vehicles moving at a punishingly slow pace. Good afternoon. This is CTV News at 5. I'm Stefan. Complaints around Ottawa's traffic levels almost inescapable these days. And now a water main repair could end up dampening your mood behind the wheel this weekend. The city says major lane closures are coming to the Queensway and motorists should expect delays. CTV's Tyler Fleming is here to help us navigate the details. Tyler.
Yeah, staff, the westbound 417 between Vanier and Lees will starting Friday at 9 p.m. will close and won't fully reopen until Monday morning. Starting at 9 p.m. tomorrow, like I said, the Vanier West on-ramp will also close and highway lane reductions will begin. The city needs to repair the water main, which is partly under the Queensway. Mark II detours, will guide motorists to the westbound on-ramp at Saint Laurent. But many residents expect significant delays as the closure only adds to other road work projects around the city, like here along Coventry Road.
It's a little crazy. I mean, there's a lot of traffic right now, and it's taking a lot of time to get from point A to point B.
Oh boy. Now you have to go the other way around.
We just go around in the neighboring street in the downtown.
Now, there could be some relief along the Queensway, though. The Lyons Street and Parkdale westbound on-ramps open Friday, and by Sunday, the Bronson Avenue Queensway exit will reopen as well. And construction continues to squeeze the westbound Queensway down to 3 lanes between Kent and Parkdale, with no set date on when that will end. Steph.
All right. Might be a weekend to stay home. Thank you, Tyler. CTV's Tyler Fleming reporting for us. Meanwhile, as the city looks to bid on a landfill, many say they think the idea stinks, and we're learning that a separate waste collection location in the East End is applying for an expansion. But as CTV's Caitlin Wilson is about to tell us, that proposal for the facility in Navan is facing opposition as well. Caitlin.
Yes, Stefan, much of that opposition stems from a 2007 agreement saying the company would not seek to expand the landfill any further beyond what was previously approved. Waste Connections Canada has begun the process to add 3 to 4 million cubic meters of new waste capacity, the equivalent of filling up to 4 NHL-sized arenas from ice level to the rafters. Right now, the operator is working on what's called a term of reference, a starter document that sets the scope for the full provincial environmental assessment. Councillor Catherine Kitt says many residents feel blindsided, believing the landfill was nearing the end of its life and would be decommissioned within the next few years.
My focus right now is looking into the standing of that agreement, whether it has legal standing, because obviously the community is feeling like, you know, they've been misled, and that they thought that they had an agreement in place and that this dump would be winding down.
And it is important to note this is a provincially led process. The city does not control or approve the expansion application, and residents will get a chance to ask questions and offer feedback at the first public open house on December 11th. Stefan?
CTV's Caitlin Wilson reporting live for us. Thank you, Caitlin. Dominating national politics today, the budding relationship between the Prime Minister and the Premier of Alberta. Carney leaving Ottawa to be in Calgary in order to ink the agreement on building a new pipeline, something that's getting a lot of attention on Parliament Hill.
Isn't it true that this isn't a pipeline? It's a pipe dream.
We'll do it in the Canadian way, and we'll do it in the right way.
The Memorandum of Understanding was signed this morning. The PM and Alberta Premier appearing side by side as details of the agreement were revealed. It's something that could bring a great deal of prosperity to the country, but BC hasn't signed off on the pipeline that would bring Alberta oil to be shipped out of the northern BC coast. It is not a done deal and comes with concessions on the emissions cap and oil tanker ban. Stay with CTV for the early edition of National News at 5:30 for full details. In the meantime, Premier Doug Ford has signed a deal with another First Nations community to allow construction of a road that will provide eventual access to the mineral-rich Ring of Fire. Martin Falls First Nation becomes the latest to help Ontario advance its agenda to develop mining in that area found in the northern part of the province. The Ontario government says harvesting minerals like copper, nickel, platinum, and titanium brings enormous economic potential. Ontario grocers and the beer store have reached an agreement in principle on alcohol recycling. It comes as some grocery stores say they aren't set up to do it themselves. Right now, most grocery and convenience stores do not accept empty beer cans or wine bottles. As of January 1st, grocery stores larger than 4,000 square feet would have been required to accept returns and deposits to keep their liquor license. Now it appears they won't have to, and here's why.
The food safety issues were and cross-contamination risks were too great for us, and as a result, we had several hundred grocers, I can tell you, just simply didn't apply for licenses to sell beer and wine. And we had grocers who currently had licenses that when they became aware of this requirement indicated that on January 1st they would be out of the business.
Independent grocers are calling the beer store bottle recycling deal a win. The Canadian Press reports the agreement would see consumers continue to exchange empties for their deposits at beer store locations, with grocers covering the cost of the program. Ontario's new legislation prohibiting how municipalities can build bike lanes will likely hit the brakes on 3 projects here in Ottawa. Bill 60 passed this week. It stops cities from getting rid of a regular traffic lane for the sake of bike lanes. City staff say 3 projects may not go ahead next year, including extending the O'Connor Street bike lane from Laurier Avenue to Wellington Street. An update now to Christmas in the Byward Market. After a bit of a delay in missing the original debut date, a new landmark Christmas tree has been erected near our studio, and it's being called the tallest in the city. CTV's Dylan Dyson is live for us tonight in front of the tree here on George Street, and as you can see there, you can't miss it, Dylan.
That's right, Stefan. You may recall about a week ago, the Byward Market held a Christmas tree lighting ceremony with a stand-in tree. That tree was only 25 feet tall, though. This tree, as you can see behind me here, is much bigger than that. The Byward Market District Authority says this Christmas tree is now the tallest Christmas tree in the city.
This tree is 48 feet. I hear that the base and diameter is about 20 feet. And we know that we have a number of large trees in the city. The Rideau Centre, that one's quite tall. I don't know the height of that, but I believe this one is taller than the one at Lansdowne.
Christmas market goers may argue the Lansdowne tree is just as big, but organizers say that tree is only 40 feet in height. And inside the Rideau Centre, that tree comes in at just 36 feet. The real 25-foot stand-in tree that was here has been moved to the back of the market square. The Byward Market District Authority says it wanted to make a splash with this tree, given it was pulling vendors this year. There are plans to continue putting up this artificial tree for the years going forward as well, and spectators can come down here every night at 5:30 and 7:30 until New Year's Day to see a laser light show that includes this massive tree behind me as well. Stefan.
All right, sounds good. CTV's Dylan Dyson reporting live on location for us. Thank you.
This donation is so pivotal. It's pivotal in a number of ways, but I think one, it's to our research, our innovation.
Coming up on CTV News at 5, the gift to the Ottawa Hospital that is being called one of the largest healthcare donations in this city's history. Also, right now, let's take a look at your current conditions. It's 1 degree out there. We're hovering just above the freezing mark, seeing some light snowfall. And as we take a look right around the region, we're seeing similar temperatures. Kingston 2 degrees, Pembroke in the Valley sitting at 0, Maniwaki 1, and again, light snowfall throughout the region this hour. A live check on traffic currently. Out in Bell's Corners in the West End, things are flowing well in both directions. You start to see some slowdowns as you approach the core in both directions around Churchill, Parkdale, and Carling. You're watching CTV News at 5.
The magic of the holidays is here, and this year the need is greater than ever.
Let's ensure every child in our community feels the joy with CTV and Move 100's Toy Mountain.
Together with the Salvation Army, we can help spread cheer and make a child's wish come true.
Drop off any new unwrapped toy to the designated drop-off locations or make a monetary donation online.
For all the details, visit toymountain.ca, presented by Donnelly Automotive Group. At the New Oak Tree with Cayman, and there's hardly anyone around. What's going on?
That's right. We are closed all today because we are busy marking select showroom pieces 50% off.
50% off, and for how long?
Just 3 days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
And you've never done this before?
No, this is unprecedented. We're liquidating showroom pieces to reinvigorate the store for 2026.
I love that. Get in here or any of the 3 locations or thenewoaktree.com.
The Bell Media building is lit up bigger and brighter this year thanks to our friends from Christmas Decor at Nutrilon. The concept that some politicians lie has been around basically as long as politics itself, but the country of Wales is working on a law that would punish lying politicians. And now, an Ontario man has started a petition for Canada and the House of Commons to follow that example, calling for a bill to address misinformation and hold MPs accountable for false statements. Today's radio question of the day is asking, should it be illegal for Canadian politicians to lie?
Politicians have been lying from however long we've had politics. In Canada, it'd be 1867. You know, Sir John A. Macdonald would have been in jail or whatever they're proposing. It's an oxymoron. Besides, I'm reminded of Seinfeld. It's not a lie, Jerry, as long as you believe it.
Christy Cameron is here with more. And what a quote from Seinfeld, Christy. What else are other people saying?
Well, a lot of our listeners are on board with the sentiment, and I think it is a really noble idea, isn't it? People are really sick and tired, Steph, of hearing these huge, obnoxious lies. And now, sometimes, I need to be fair, sometimes they're misspeaks or stumbles.
Of course.
Sometimes it's hyperbole or maybe a mistake even, inflating the truth. But, you know, there's a lot of misinformation out there. So our listeners love the idea of holding politicians accountable and calling them out when they are caught red-handed lying. But, you know, where we faltered today is what we can actually do about it legally, because as we'll talk about, in Wales, they've been trying to achieve this since 2024. They promised that politicians caught lying could lose their jobs by next year, but it hasn't happened yet because there's a lot of difficulty in defining in legislation legally what constitutes a lie.
Right. And, you know, as you mentioned, it's a noble idea, but the practicality of how this plays out would be tough.
Right. And do you have to prove that it is a deliberate lie, that the intent is there, that somebody cooked up a really juicy fib and they came out trying to kind of pull the wool over the public's eyes? Or is it just somebody who says something that is incorrect? Do they get punished for that?
Right.
And does it get weaponized by members of the political opposition to put a chill on politicians saying things?
Right.
Is it actually something that could survive a charter challenge? Legally speaking.
Just tell the truth, politicians.
Honestly,
just tell the truth, everyone.
We could go on for hours, but I know we don't have time.
Thank you, Christy. You can join the conversation and leave a comment through the Talkback feature on the iHeartRadio app, and listen to Christy Cameron live on News Talk 580 CFRA weekdays from 2 to 6. The Ottawa Foundation has accepted a massive donation from the founder of Richcraft Homes to help build the future Civic Campus.
Being here in person allows me to fully appreciate what this moment signifies for both our community and our family.
The $20 million donation will go towards the city's new state-of-the-art hospital. The foundation, the Ottawa Hospital Foundation, is raising $500 million to cover its costs. The campaign is at 79% of its goal.
This donation is so pivotal. It's pivotal in a number of ways, but I think one, it's to our research, our innovation, and the hope and care that we'll be able to provide for our patients of today and into the future, and not just here within the hospital, but across our community.
Continues at the site on Carling Avenue with the parking garage set to open next spring, but the opening date for the hospital itself is to be determined.
Pinto cuts in, takes his time. Shane Pinto.
Coming up on CTV News at 5, from shootouts in Vegas to a decisive win at TD Place Arena, we've got your hockey highlights from a night of sense and charge, ice time. Here's what else you need to know. The Carp Farmers Market Christmas Market is happening this Friday and Saturday. It's on the Carp Agricultural Fairgrounds, where you can shop dozens of local vendors. There's live music, an international food court, and more. Admission is free. Welcome back to CTV News at 5. Jackie Pears is off today. I have your look at the forecast, but let's take a live look through our Centennial Glass Sky Cam first. Outside, it is 1 degree above that freezing mark right now. Taking a look at our satellite radar picture, you can see some scattered cloud coverage throughout the region. We also know that those clouds are bringing a bit of precipitation. Scattered flurries as well. Overnight, we could see some more flurries. An overnight low of -3. Some winds gusting in from the southwest around 15 kilometers per hour. Tomorrow, a chance of flurries, -1. Winds gusting around 20 kilometers per hour coming in from the west. In the valley overnight, very similar conditions, although the overnight low will be 1 degree colder than here in the capital. -4 in the valley, -2 tomorrow with a chance of flurries lingering. And along the Seaway, a little warmer at -2 overnight. Tomorrow morning, 0 degrees to start off your day. Mostly cloudy skies, but the sun might peek through if you live along the Seaway. Here's a look at the 5-day forecast now as we continue taking a look at our forecast. 60% chance of flurries lingering here in the nation's capital, a high of -1, an overnight low of -5. Saturday, sunshine, a daytime high of -1, double-digit negative overnight low of -10, and then periods of snow on Sunday, a mix of sun and cloud to start off a new work and school week, -3 for the high there. And here's a look at the stories you're checking out right now on CTV News Ottawa.ca. We mentioned near the beginning of the newscast about the memorandum of understanding that was signed between the Prime Minister and the Premier of Alberta. We do have some breaking news developments on that. We are hearing that the former Environment Minister of Carney's cabinet has resigned. We knew that he was against the new pipeline. Even though it's not a done deal, it's a dramatic departure from Carney's cabinet. Coming up on CTV News at 5.
It's hard not to get excited about a collaboration like this that not only brings creativity, but it just brings magic.
A new winter experience coming to the capital region, but you'll have to wait until next year's holiday season to check out the first Christmas village in Gatineau. Here's what else you need to know. Canadian folk singer and guitarist Matthew Byrne is taking the stage at the National Arts Centre tomorrow night. Showtime is 8 p.m. Visit the NEC's website for tickets. If you need gas tonight, one of today's cheapest gas prices can be found at the Stinson station on Bank Street in the Gloucester area. Regular gas there is listed for 124.6 cents a litre right now. And another quick live check on traffic. Things are flowing not too badly on this Thursday. Traffic congestion easing this hour, but things are still a little built up around the core, that east to west corridor around Parkdale and Carling. You're watching CTV News at 5.
Get the latest live local breaking news. Sign up now for our morning and evening CTV News Ottawa newsletter. The best local content from CTV News, Your Morning Ottawa, and News Talk 580 CFRA. Get it all in one place. Sign up now at ctvnewsottawa.ca. The CTV News Ottawa newsletter is brought to you in part by CAA Business.
At the New Oak Tree, working hard. Cayman, why are you closed today? So we're closed all today because we are busy marking down select floor room pieces for our special 3-day event only. So sets like these beautiful leather chairs are 50% off. That's why you're to work.
You can't believe how soft this leather is, and it's 3 days only. 3 locations, thenewoaktree.com. Is this number right?
Yeah, and get back to marking things down, please.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Here's another live look through our Centennial Glass Sky Cam. Some slight winds and 1 degree. Time now for a look ahead to CTV News at 6. Here's Patricia Bull.
Thanks, Steph. Here's what we're working on for 6 o'clock.
That's a little crazy. I mean, there's a lot of traffic right now, and it's taking a lot of time to get from point A to point B.
Yeah, if you're driving around the city this weekend, you can expect even longer delays on Highway 417, all starting tomorrow night and lasting right through the weekend. Lane reductions and a ramp closure are in the mix, and traffic will be affected.
The food safety issues were and cross-contamination risks were too great for us.
Well, what to know about where you'll be able to return your beer and wine empties under a new deal between Ontario grocers, who were not too keen on taking those empties, and the beer store.
This tree is 48 feet. I hear that the base and diameter is about 20 feet.
Well, the tree is now up in the Byward Market, but which Ottawa tree is biggest and best? A little casual Christmas competition coming up. All of that and more is just ahead on CTV News at 6. That's right after the early edition of CTV National News with Sandy Ronaldo at 5:30. Steph.
Thank you, Patricia. Now the final 5 other stories we're following today. A new holiday tradition is coming to the National Capital Region.
The concept behind the Christmas Village is to have a lot of activities, especially for the young families.
A multi-million-dollar investment announced today will help create the first ever Christmas Village across the river in Gatineau. A winter experience set to open not this year, but for the 2026 Christmas season. The village will feature an outdoor cinema, a miniature train, a cookie factory, and a hot chocolate station, all set around the Canadian Museum of History. Travelers will have a new option to stay in the capital in the new year. The new Alt Hotel at the Ottawa Airport is set to open in early 2026. The 179-room hotel operated by Germain Hotels will be connected to the terminal with an indoor skywalk, a game changer.
Pinto cuts in, takes his time, he scores! Shane Pinto! Pinto!
Well, it came down to shootouts for the Sens taking on the Vegas Golden Knights last night in Sin City. Shane Pinto with the winning goal, giving the Senators the 4-3 win. Ottawa's now off to St. Louis for a game tomorrow against the Blues and will welcome back captain Brady Tkachuk, expected to play in his first game since being sidelined by an injury some 6 weeks ago.
Paper towel, Jenner to Hughes. Back to the captain, walks in, shoots and scores!
Look at that. The Ottawa Charge picked up their first win of the season last night with a 5-1 victory over the Vancouver Golden Knights at the arena at TD Place. Captain Brianne Jenner led the way with 4 points on the night. The Charge play next on Tuesday night, hosting Minnesota. 15 people will be inducted into the Order of Ottawa tonight, including former Mayor Jim Watson. The Order of Ottawa celebrates exceptional citizens who make significant contributions to the community. Watson was Ottawa's longest-serving mayor, serving from 1997 to 2000 and again from 2010 to 2022. He oversaw the launch of Stage 1 of the O Train, or LRT, which experienced numerous problems in its first year of operation. Tonight's ceremony at City Hall begins at 7. That is CTV News at 5. I'm Stefan Keys. Be sure to join Patricia Bull for CTV News at 6. The early edition of National starts now.